Food, wine, and music. It's all here. This is The Drive with Steve Jaxxon on KSRO.
5:06 on your Thursday drive. Time for the drive brouhaha with Herlinda and her guest Mark Carpenter. And we have Natalie Chilurzo from Russian River Brewing in the studio, as well as Martin Voigt, a video blogger and judge from Vienna, Austria. Herlinda, we have a new sponsor to welcome to the brouhaha.
We are so excited. Visit Santa Rosa, which does the entire month of February. And Bier Passport, which Russian River Brewery is one of the breweries on there, and Moonlight Brewing and Hen House, as well as many others, is our new sponsor for the entire month of February. And a lot of visitors tend, come here for beer, like as my friend did from Vienna here, my friend Martin. And you go around the town, or the county, actually, you can even, there's some in Petaluma and stuff as well, and you get a stamp. And then you get a prize at when you get it all filled up, and you can actually go to Willoughby's and grab the map. And I believe some of the other breweries as well will have Shady Oak, Three Disciples. They all should have that.
And some of the local hotels as well will have the Bier Passport. So again, it's mainly Santa Rosa breweries, but it's expanded to areas outside.
Yep.
And you can get that list of participating breweries at visitsantarosa.com/Bier Passport. Natalie, it's a tradition for you to be here on this day.
Yes.
Why?
Well, normally we would be releasing our Pliny the Younger, which is our triple IPA, tomorrow, which is the first Friday in February. It would be our 18th annual this year, but unfortunately, for reasons out of our control, primarily due to COVID, we were forced to postpone our in-person release. So normally I would be here on this Thursday night with bottles or growlers of Pliny the Younger and sharing with whoever's here or whoever's standing in line outside.
or who tends to show up.
Stalkers.
Yeah, and it's always a fun way to kick off our 2-week release. But I wanted to come in tonight just to, A, continue with the tradition, and B, just to remind the residents of Sonoma County that we will not be releasing Pliny the Younger tomorrow in person, but we have postponed it to March 25th through April 7th, which hopefully the county will be in a better place, as will we, as far as staffing and being prepared for the release. We're also hoping for maybe we know we're going to have great weather this weekend, but normally we do get a lot of cold rain in the month of February, and so we think that moving it to March and April will be an ideal time for us.
So you'll come back with bottles or a growler or whatever of Pliny the Younger.
So I'm going to invite myself back now, and you can put me on the calendar for March 24th, Thursday night, and we'll be drinking Pliny the Younger in studio.
Done!
And we want to remind people that Russian River Brewery is open, though. You can still go to the 4th Street or Windsor and eat, and you got the beer garden.
And there won't be a line a mile long.
There won't be a line. And, this time of year, we start brewing a lot of different beers, and so we have a huge selection. Because we want Pliny the Younger to be more about just more than just about one beer. We want it to be about a whole experience at Russian River Brewing Company. And so our chalkboards are filled, our taps are full. We have all kinds of fun new beers out in cans, and I brought a couple tonight. We have Apical Dominance, Row 2, Hill 56, and Rejection, Belgian Black Ale, which is our annual Valentine's Day beer. So we do have a lot of great beers on, and you don't have to stand in line to come and get it. And the beer garden is open in Windsor, and we are fully staffed again, so that's helpful.
Excellent.
And you can get your Bier Passport stamped there.
At both breweries, actually, Santa Rosa, and they've included Windsor as well.
Yeah, without waiting in line.
Yeah.
Very exciting. So I'm glad Martin made it out, because he's changed his plans and his flights twice coming from Vienna, and decided to go ahead and come anyway. And
And I keep canceling Pliny the Younger, and I'm really, really sorry about that. I owe you, Martin.
I wanted to come for the Pliny the Younger release and the Super Bowl weekend, so the NFL extended the season for by one game, so it was out of that weekend. So I said, okay, we're going to do that trip. We're going to do Pliny the Younger, but unfortunately, 2 weeks ago you postponed it.
Yeah, 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, the county changed.
But
everything.
Good news is
I owe you.
You have other good beers, so
yes, we have a lot of great beers to try, and you won't have to wait in line to get them.
Perfect.
We'll go over there tonight and grab a bite to eat and have some beers.
Great.
And Mark, what have you been up to?
Well, I've just been staying home. I'm retired, and loving it. You guys know that. And lots of projects around the house. I promised my wife a new chicken coop, and so I'm trying to finish that. That was a Christmas present, and her birthday's Saturday, and I haven't finished it yet. So
Don't tell my wife; she wants one too.
Martin, you've probably been to a lot of good breweries, even though without Pliny here. Without Pliny being available, that you've probably visited some nice places. I assume.
Yeah, we went up to Leggett, and made our way down to
Anderson Valley.
No, it was Fort Bragg.
Oh.
We visited North Coast
North
Brewing
Coast,
there.
yeah, they're in the
and
news.
I saw that Herlinda had Fell Allen on the show, and I texted her and said maybe we should take a little detour. To the inside of to Boonville,
Yes.
and we visited Fell there. Had a great day out in his brewery. Made it back to the coast. Today we went to Hen House in Petaluma. We passed by Lagunitas, and there are plenty of
Have
breweries.
you been to Old Possum yet?
Not yet.
You might, if you get the chance. I know you're leaving soon. If you get the chance, I think it's real good. And the guy who runs it is a great guy, and food's good.
Okay.
He did have some. That was his first beer here when he got here. As I pulled a Garibaldi out of the fridge, and
Okay.
and then I pulled out a Pliny the Elder, and then I pulled out a few.
And
beers.
Seismic is still on my list. We have to go to Seismic.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, it will be an extensive list. We have
Yeah.
a lot of fine craft brewers in
know
Sonoma
about
County
that.
and throughout the area.
And I want to remind people too, it's like people are still traveling here, for beer, and you still can. And we have serious safety measures in place, but you can still completely enjoy and have food. We have people from all over the world that listen to the podcast, so follow Martin Voigt over and come and visit Sonoma County.
It's I feel even safer than at home. We have the same numbers as you have here, but people are taking much more care with the masks and wearing them almost everywhere, even outside. So we're quite happy. We feel quite safe here.
Just don't visit Georgia or
No.
Texas.
Martin, talk about your beer blog.
I started writing a book in 2013 because I always wanted to write a book. I didn't know what to write it about, and I ended up writing it about a German coming to Austria and being introduced to the local beers. And people seemed to like what I did, and they asked me to continue writing about Austrian beers, so I started the blog. But writing a blog is very time-consuming, and I have a family, I have friends, and I want to drink beer, not just for writing it on the blog. So I came in contact with a friend of us, Tomek Kopiera from Poland, and he started a video blog on YouTube. And I thought, videos, that might be a good idea because it's fast. You just open the beer, taste it on camera, and after you finish drinking, basically it's done. And that's what I decided to do, and people loved it even more. So it's the only video blog in Austria at the moment about beer. There are very few bloggers blogging about beer, which is really a shame because Austria has such a vibrant beer scene. And such a large history. I brought one beer tonight, which is the original Vienna lager, which was invented in Vienna by Antandrea in the year 1841, and it's considered to be the first modern lager beer. So at that time, the Schwächerte brewery, which brews this beer till today, became so famous all around the world. It was one of the biggest brewery in the world. But now it's got smaller, and they didn't brew the Vienna lager for a long time. It actually had been American craft beer, home brewers who reinvented or kept up saving the tradition of Vienna lager beer, and the brewmaster some years ago, I think it's been, let's say, 10 years ago, they started again to brew the Vienna lager. It wasn't there for many years. Yeah, sure. Open.
Yes, you can talk.
Yeah, sure.
You can talk and pour at the same time on this show. I want to make that clear.
Crack that sucker,
Mark,
Natalie.
Can you talk? What your thoughts on Vienna lagers?
I know very little about Vienna lagers. I've judged some years ago, and I know that it's a little darker than the regular lagers, made with caramel malts. Other than that, the hops I assume are just noble hops, Hallertau or something like that.
100% true.
And they're usually very nice beers. Martin, tell me what's the brewery scene? Are there still lots of small breweries opening up in Austria?
That's why craft beer isn't that popular like it's in Germany, because Austria always had small local breweries that brew their beers, and they served it to the local community. So the Austrians are quite used to buy beer local from their local brewery. So there wasn't that much of a market for small startups like homebrewers turning their hobby into a business.
What about like American styles in Austria, IPAs and what? Are locals?
They are getting popular, but they're not brewed by those old mid-sized breweries. This is the business for the new startups, the wild ones that learned brewing maybe in Munich and then make internship somewhere in the States. I got a good friend. He ran the brewery, and I didn't first met him in Vienna. We got to know each other at Firestone Walker Brewery, where he was working at the time. So it's quite crazy, but we have lots of good IPAs. We have lots of good New England IPAs. We have all styles of lager, sour beers now, so you can get the full range.
Yeah.
I want to hear Mark's thoughts on this Vienna lager.
I love this beer. I'm telling you, I'm loving this beer.
Yeah. I'm with Harry. It's just clean and wonderful, and just a second, you need another taste.
And this is the original Vienna lager. So
it is.
This actually is really nice for me when I have judged Vienna lagers before, but in other countries like in Finland and stuff. So to have an original like this is fantastic.
It's a beautiful color.
Yes.
It's a smooth drink.
Very smooth. I think most Americans would say it's under-hopped, but I think it's very nicely hopped.
Yeah.
And it's just it's a very nice beer.
It's a great food beer, too.
It's also nice and dry, too.
Yeah.
It's not, you look at it and you think, oh, this might have some crystal malt or something in it, and so it could be on the sweeter side, but it's not at all. It has a really clean, dry, crisp finish, and it's not overly hopped, which is nice, so it's not bitter.
It's a good example that the good beer doesn't need much hops necessarily.
No, it's balanced.
Yeah.
Very
It's
well
balanced, exactly.
Yeah.
Brian Hunt will agree with you tomorrow when we see him at Moonlight Brewing.
Brian hates hops.
But he does good beer, so
Yeah.
It's like anything in moderation is fine. And that comes to hops too.
But the thing was, because people might wonder why this beer is considered to be the first lager beer. And the thing is, Anton Dreher, the brewmaster at the time at 1841, was the first brewmaster who used bottom fermenting yeast by intention. So he used thermometers just to put it to the right level, because at that time they had...
What was that word?
To measure the temperature. It's
Thermometer.
Thermometer.
Sorry.
Okay.
Thermometer.
Thermometer. So he was the first one doing that, and because there were lager beers out at the time, but they just happened by whatever, by luck or. But he was the first brewmaster who did it with. Controlling the environment of fermentation and putting the yeast to the proper temperature and making it a bottom fermenting beer. So this is considered to be the start of modern lager beers.
It's delicious.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you for
It is
sharing.
very nice beer.
Yeah, I think.
But you only brought one.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, there's other beers. He brought other
I
beers.
have other beers. Oh, do you have other beers? I brought other beers.
Let's sample one of the Russian rivers.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm sure Martin would be very excited about that.
Well, let's.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I don't have Pliny the Younger here for you tonight. But
I'm sorry.
I'll make it up
I'm
to you.
so sorry.
So we're gonna leave Austria and come back to West Coast, California. I'm gonna pour a little bit of our Row 2 Hill 56, which is a 100% Simcoe hop beer. Simcoe is the main hop that goes into Pliny the Elder, and also one of the main hop varieties in Pliny the Younger.
Okay.
And so Simcoe tends to be on the citrusy, piney, a little bit of resiny side, and it's quite a lovely.
Again, I would remind you, you can talk and pour at the same time on this show.
Yeah, I need to speed things up. Yes.
We'll go ahead and do it in those
Yeah.
glasses then, and then we'll come back around to another Vienna beer, and I will
Sounds good.
let Mark pick whether he wants.
Thank you.
Which beer he wants.
I have a question for you about Pliny the Younger. Have you guys started brewing it, or is
We
it
did. So we brewed it.
for the original release date?
Yes, we did. We brewed it at the beginning of January, and then we were about to start brewing our second round of it for wholesale distribution when Vinny and I made the decision to postpone the in-person release. And so we were able to use all the beer that we brewed in January, and we kegged everything yesterday, and we are now distributing it starting tomorrow. So you will see Pliny the Younger showing up around town. I don't like to advertise the accounts because they don't really want me to.
No, it's for the local folks who patronize these businesses to get a shot at something that they can't if
Yep.
they aren't willing to stand in a line for a couple of hours.
Exactly. And so it's actually worked out pretty well that a lot of our wholesale accounts will be getting Pliny the Younger when we don't have it. And so they will be tapping it over the next couple of weeks in and around Sonoma, Napa, Marin, the Bay Area. We distribute throughout California, Oregon, Colorado, and Philadelphia. So you will be seeing some.
So it's going to be out there before the official release.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, so it's the first time ever. Yeah, so we normally do it in conjunction, but this year, due to extenuating circumstances, we decided to go forward with wholesale distribution. So yeah, so if you
Well,
if you
there's
live
the
here in Sonoma
adventure
County,
to go
yeah,
find your Pliny the Younger.
go
It's out
find-
there.
Keep your eyes peeled on social media. Some
Yeah.
people just can't keep a secret.
Mark, you've had a chance to sample the Row 2 Hill 56.
I
Your
have
thoughts?
just 1 second.
Oh, I thought you had.
So Row 2 Hill 56 is basically an address in an experimental hop yard. So its original number was YCR014 that Mark would remember, probably. It was an experimental hop variety that my husband started using back in the late 1990s before it was even commercially available to craft brewers or brewers anywhere. And he started brewing with it and made this beer called Pliny the Elder. And he loved it so much that he started buying more and more of it. And it actually got down to only 2 acres of this particular variety anywhere up in Yakima, Washington. And Vinny kind of, he put it on the map. And so they commercialized it, gave it the Simcoe name, and it has since become one of the most popular craft beer hop varieties in the world.
All right, Mark, now you've had a chance to sample it.
Yes, I have. And the first thing that it hits you is just fabulous Simcoe aroma. It really is there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I loved it when I put the nose in the glass.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing.
Especially after the Vienna Lager, which is just a delicious beer. And then all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah.
It just knocks your socks off with aroma. And fabulous beer.
And then Martin brought, this is actually, I think Harry, he's kind of a trivia kind of guy. He brought a beer for the 65th birthday of Falco. Remember, don't turn around. Actually, you should sing it because you'll have the accent, Martin.
Don't turn around. The commissar's in town.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you're an 80s kid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, I knew he'd get a kick out of it. And he brought a lager, so I knew Mark would get a kind of kick out of that as well.
So what are we sampling now? The Falco.
The Falco.
Tell us about the Falco.
This is a funny story. It's a Viennese brewery, the only brewery on Vienna city limits, and they were asked to brew a beer for the Foo Fighters tour in 2021. And when they sampled this beer, there was somebody from the Falco Foundation, and I think I'll tell you the rest in a minute.
Yeah, we're running up against our end of the hour break. Natalie, thank you for dropping by.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. And just a reminder, we will not be releasing Pliny the Younger in person tomorrow, but you'll be seeing it spring up around town over the next couple of weeks. So keep your eyes peeled.
Check your local tap room for Pliny the Younger, and of course the regular release March 25th.
Yes, March 25th through April 7th, and I will be back in studio on March 24th, if not sooner.
Excellent.
You should fly back, Martin.
Thank you for joining us on
My
the Brew.
pleasure. There has always a reason to come back, and it's Pliny the Younger.
Absolutely. Mark, always a pleasure to see you as well.
And you, Harry.
Herlinda, what do we got next week?
We are doing more Beer Passport, and we have Hen House releasing their big chicken. and their 8th anniversary.
All right, all good. That's it for the Brew Ha-Ha. Coming up after the end of the hour break, our conversation with Sonoma County Sheriff's Office spokesperson, Misty Wood, here on The Drive on KSRO.